guys, how's it going? Today we have a few kind of unrelated projects to work on. We're going to be starting some seeds in the greenhouse. We're going to be dealing with fungus gnats here in the studio. Then we're going to be doing a little cooking with the basil that we have growing here in the studio. We're starting here in the studio because what I'm using for fungus gnats, you have to start the mixture and then wait 30 minutes to use it. So this is what we're going to be utilizing right here. These are mosquito bits. You know, my parents have carried these down at the garden center forever. It's BT, it's Bacillus thuringiensis, which is a natural bacteria found in the soil. It takes care of fungus gnat larvae, mosquitoes, and we use it as a liquid spray to keep budworms off of our supertunias and superbells. So the instructions say for fungus gnat larva control, you mix 4 tablespoons of mosquito bits per 1 gallon of water. You soak for 30 minutes and then skim off the floating granules, or you can put them in a nylon stocking prior to immersing them in water. I do have a nylon stocking, but it's in the room where Samantha's sleeping right now, so we're just gonna skim them off the top, that's fine. Anyway, so I wanted to get this going. I just think that I'm dealing with the fungus gnats okay, like it's not a full-blown issue yet, but I don't want it to become one. I've been using the sticky traps up to this point, and I can show you there are a few fungus gnats on them. Like I noticed a couple flying around this area where the dahlia tubers are, so I popped sticky traps in here, and you can see like it's caught a few. A little bit more on that side. This one has caught more. These have been in here for a few days though. So, I mean, like that's not a hugely bad issue. Over here by our new grow light, you can see we caught a few here. And then over here, I've just kind of placed some around. Here's our Lisianthus tray. There's just a few on there. I think there's more on this card right here. Yeah, see there's a few more there. So really what I'm doing with the sticky traps is I'm just attacking the adult stage of the fungus gnat. So this will help with the larva stage. So if I continue with the sticky traps and keep those around in here, but then attack it at a different stage of its life, I think I might be able to get on top of it. And so you're supposed to do this once a week for 3 weeks. And then it should be done, and you only repeat if you notice fungus gnat presence again. So we need this. This is a 2-gallon watering can, so we need to put 8 tablespoons in here. I need to go find something to measure with. Wait, isn't 8 tablespoons a cup? I'm gonna bring all these. Okay, I just had to Google how many tablespoons were in a cup. I could not remember. There are 16 in a cup, so we're gonna use a half cup to measure out our mosquito bits because that's how much we need for 2 gallons. Now some water. Okay, so we're gonna let that marinate for 30 minutes. Let's grab the rest of our stuff and head out to the greenhouse. This right here is the raised bed we're going to be planting in. It's a 2x4 Corten steel, so pretty substantial. It's from Gardener Supply. And over time, it takes on this kind of rusted appearance. It's a non-corrosive type rust though. There is a specific solution you can mix up to spray on the steel to speed that process along if you really like that look. Anyway, I thought it would be kind of a fun bed to plant in. I'm going to grab a couple of cinder blocks or bricks, maybe to raise it up off the ground just slightly in case we want to get under it to move it. In fact, when we were in here just the other day planting our spring garden, I mentioned how I didn't know if I wanted to leave this raised bed right here, and I was kind of waiting on planting it because I wanted to make sure it was in the right spot, because I know once it's full, it's going to be a heavy one. But I think if we can get under it at least, it'll be fine, and I think it's going to be good in this spot. I think it'll be completely out of the way. I just moved the olive tree around the back, and I thought if we did a couple of rows of corn on the back side of it and then a row of beans along the front, be perfect. I've got a cart full of thawed out soil right here. You can see we've been lining up bags to thaw them out. So what I'm gonna do after we raise it up off the ground a bit, I will put soil in here just enough to where we still have about a 6-inch lip right here, and then we'll put our soil heat cable along the top, and then we will fill up the rest of the way with soil. It needs to be buried about 4 to 6 inches below the soil surface. And this right here is what it looks like. I'll show you a closer up look at it once I get the zip tie cut. But you just plug it in. It's a 36-foot soil heat cable, which is recommended for up to 9 square feet, which this is 8 square feet, so that should be perfect. Okay, so let's get all of that in place. Raised bed is all filled and the soil heat cable has been plugged in. I'll probably rake a little bit of the gravel away from our walking path and cover it so we don't accidentally trip. But Benjamin is out here to help me plant the seeds. Beans and corn. The first thing we need to do is create 3 rows that are about 1 inch deep. Yeah. So let me show you how to do it. You just take your fingers and you go like this.
Oh, I'll do it.
Yep, right down the middle. That's perfect, bud. Well, you kind of veered off there, bud. So start about here. See how you did a trench right to here, and then go right down the center to the very end. Great job. Now we need to do one more about right here. Can you get that one done?
There.
It's got to go the whole length of the raised bed all the way to the other side. Okay, I'll work on that while you work on the back one. Oh, that looks really good. Now I'll help you finish this back one.
I did it too.
You did. Did a great job.
No, it's time for seeds.
Nope, beans to go in this front one. And put 2 bean seeds about every 4 or so inches. So 2 together, and then put 2 more about right here. Perfect. And keep doing that all the way down the whole row. Space them about that far apart, okay? While Benjamin's working on the beans, I'm gonna work on corn on the back side here.
A little bit. Add more of them. Add more of them.
Yep, that's okay. Oh, you can put some right here. If we have extra seeds, buddy, we save them for next time. So here are all of our seeds. You can see corn in the back 2 rows, beans in the front. So now we can cover them over with soil. Now, do you want to water it, sweetie? I have a watering can right down there on the ground. I think there's some water in there. Can you manage that? Is it pretty heavy?
Pretty heavy.
Do you need some help?
I need a smaller cup.
You need a smaller cup? I don't think I have a smaller one, babe.
I just get only one?
Yeah.
I can do it like this.
Great job. Now spread that water all around.
The water here is over there.
Perfect. Good job, bud.
And now we're going to grow last year.
Oh yeah. Do you know what I have in these? Benjamin, in this one we have peas planted. And they'll come up and they'll grow on this trellis. And then there's lettuce. Look, the lettuce is already coming up. And spinach.
Yeah, but these are not growing up yet.
No, I did plant some new seeds. See, there's a little one right here.
Yeah, but those are not grown yet.
Not yet.
But I see a little bit right here and a little bit right here. But these are not grown up yet.
Carrots, beets, and radishes.
Yeah, but no, they're not grown up yet.
Not quite. We gotta leave that right there. That's our soil thermometer. See, our soil's right about 55 right now. I watered this fresh, so it's a little cooler than it was earlier. Okay, corn and beans are in. Now, in a normal outside growing situation with the right heat, ambrosia is a 75-day corn and jade beans are a 62-day maturity. So I have no idea what to expect in here. It's just gonna be fun to see what happens.
More flower over there.
We do?
Yeah, right here, and they're right there.
Oh, yes, we do. I brought some tomatoes and peppers out here just to chill.
And they're growing, and those are not big yet.
Not super big, no, but the tomatoes are looking good. Oh, that's Cheddar. What are you doing in here, Cheddar?
So this tree's grown big.
That's a Japanese maple.
Yeah, he's growing.
Mm-hmm.
And so these are growing.
Smell it. What do you think?
Oh, this purple one is good.
What about the white one?
They smell good.
So I think it would look really fun since we do a lot of projects right here and we tend to like to film in this spot. It'd be so fun to have a little wall of corn right here. Even if it doesn't produce any corn, just to have some really pretty vertical green growth would be really nice. It's just fun to have these little planting projects going in here. Okay, so this project's all done. So we need to head back into the studio and water with our mosquito bit water and get another watering can going and soaking while we start our cooking project, which I don't know that I mentioned what it was, but it's a black pepper jalapeno basil chicken stir fry. It's a recipe I've not tried before, but we're gonna try it together. Back in the studio, here are the mosquito bits just floating there on top of the water, so we can skim some of those out. I'm gonna be transferring the water to a smaller container. I always do that. I bring it in this one because I can bring in a lot. And then I prefer to water with this can because it's a little bit more easy to control the water flow. So anyway, let's just do that. And then I'm gonna give everything in here just a little bit. The goal isn't to do a full saturating water on everything in here. It's really just to moisten the top layers of soil because that's where the fungus gnat larvae live. Anyway, I think it's gonna take probably 2 cans worth today to get the full thing done. So here we go. I think it's gonna take at least this full can, probably another one, so 2 more cans. So we'll go get started in the kitchen with this beautiful basil. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, it smells so good, and it is time to use some up. Here's our recipe right here. It's from Half Baked Harvest. A 25-minute black pepper jalapeno basil chicken stir fry with our own homegrown basil. And the most gorgeous bunch of spring right here. I even used one of the new vases that we picked up when my mom and I were out. She encouraged me to buy 3 of these, and I'm so glad she did. It's so pretty. I love pretty much every recipe I try from Half Baked Harvest. I follow her on Instagram, and oh my goodness, she posts the most delicious looking stuff. So I actually have 3 of her recipes, new ones to me, on my menu plan for this week. This one says prep time 10 minutes, cook time 15 minutes, so a total of 25 minutes. So we'll see how close I can keep it to that. I need to get everything out and get everything prepped. It's basically just, you know, cutting up the chicken, bell peppers, jalapeno, mixing up your spices, and then kind of putting it all together. So here we go. Oh my goodness, you guys, Benjamin just brought this home for me. He and Aaron went out to the store, and you picked it out all by yourself, didn't you? I love it. Pretty color, Benjamin. Okay, now I need to try a bite. Make sure there's some basil in it, a little bit of rice. Yum. That is good. So it calls for 1 tablespoon of fish sauce, which is optional. I used it because that's the salt element in this dish for me. And then when you're initially throwing the onion and peppers and stuff in the pan, it gives you the option of using 2 to 3 tablespoons of sesame oil or olive oil. And I used 1 tablespoon of sesame and 2 tablespoons of olive oil because I don't like it to be heavy on that sesame flavor. It kind of overpowers the dish for me. But like I said, I think I could have done with more spice in it. That's the only thing, but it is so good. And what a fun way to use the basil. You know what though? The kids will like this without as much spice. I think they'll eat it down. Aaron, do you want to try a bite?
It tastes like you put like one of the panda sauces in there.
Serious?
Yeah, maybe that's just Thai sweet chili sauce.
That's not what I used.
Kind of what it tastes like to me.
Really?
Yeah.
You like it?
No, it's good. I like it.
Yummy.
That's
She's
good.
She's just staring at me like.
Not sure about it.
Do you like it? Do you want more? More? Yes, that's more. Good job, baby. How fun.
Why do you have to say that every time you give something to a baby?
I don't know. Well, it
like,
makes it exciting.
Yeah, like reinforces that it's
Yes. We all really enjoyed that. I think it's going to make it into our regular kind of menu recipe rotation. I love it when I try out a new one and it works out, especially if it utilizes some of the stuff that I'm growing. So the onion that I used tonight, which the recipe called for a shallot, but I used an onion because that's what I had in the root cellar. And then of course the basil. All right, so now we have just a little bit of watering left to do in here. There's Russell over there just living his best life on the pillow like a king. And same thing, I'm gonna skim off the bits, as many as I can, and then I'm just gonna pick up where I left off and continue watering. Second watering can has been unloaded. I think it's gonna take 4. So I've got the third one soaking right here. It's pretty straightforward though, all the same. Soak it for 30 minutes. I don't get all of the bits out, so there are some containers that have little bits on the top of the soil, but I don't think that that's a bad thing, probably. But most of them I skimmed off. Next time I will probably wait so that I can use a nylon to kind of keep them all corralled. That'd be a lot easier, a lot cleaner. But I'll keep you posted on how this goes, how it's working for me. So once a week for 3 weeks, so I'll set a reminder in my phone for the next 2 applications, and then we'll see what it's like in here. But that's pretty much gonna wrap it up, other than me having to come back out here 2 more times this evening to finish it up. But it's so nice because, I mean, we've eaten dinner and the sun isn't even down yet. I love that when the days are getting longer. And our 10-day forecast shows after today, we're all in the high 40s every single day for the next 10 days and sun, which is just wonderful. That means it's gonna get really warm in the greenhouse. Hopefully it'll make our seeds just pop and start growing. Anyway, thank you guys for coming along with me today. I really hope you enjoyed kind of the randomness of the projects that I had going on today. Definitely recommend trying that recipe. So good. We'll link it down in the description below. I've got another couple of really good ones. Another one actually includes basil in it too, so maybe we'll share those as well. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.